Many abductees claim to have transmitters implanted in them. Is it possible that one has finally been found?
Dr. Crick, you claim to have actually removed an alien device from this woman's body.
Yes, after 16 hours, our surgical team successfully removed this from Mrs. Baskin's head.
You mean you're going to use this replica of a skull to show us where the probe was found?
No, this is what was removed from her head. It's quite amazing, isn't it? It's clearly some sort of transmitting device. These apertures are used to receive pictures, and this, clearly mechanical, is probably used to obtain soil samples.
That's a skull, a human skull.
Oh my. Mrs. Baskin, do you feel all right?
Once, science believed proof could best be obtained through careful observations, fastidious record-keeping, and the independent confirmation of experimental results.
Today we know that whatever we want to be true is true. And whoever wishes the hardest wins. Yet, the need for the illusion of authority remains.
You have the right to remain silent.
In 1994, a respected Ivy League professor, Simon Wack, gave this amazing interview.
Science insists on things that can be measured, whereas the abduction experience may occur in a completely different realm. The Emerald City, for example.
What do you say to your critics who claim that immeasurable phenomena can't be discussed?
Well, I've proven conclusively that people who disagree with me simply don't exist.
That's absurd.
What about that, Dr. Wack? Your colleague, Professor Blair, right here, seems to disagree with you.
There's no one in that seat.
What? Of course I'm here.
Did you hear something?
Of course I'm here.
I didn't hear anything.
I'm right here. I occupy space.
In light of this trend, is it still possible there exist more prosaic explanations for abductions?
Some say the stories of modern alien abductions bear a striking resemblance to the old Irish tales about the fairy folk. Of course, the fairies think this is ridiculous. Why, just the other day, I was talking to Queen Titania, and she assured me they hadn't abducted anyone in over a century. And even when they did, they were mostly interested in children.
Common to the abduction experience is a sense of being helpless before a mysterious power.
Oh God, I can't move. No. What are you going to do with that? No. Ah!
Could it simply mask another, equally traumatic but perhaps universal experience, one involving a rectal thermometer? Others theorize that a condition known as temporal lobe epilepsy may be responsible for the abduction experience.
I believe the so-called abduction experience is actually a hypnagogic illusion caused by electrical tremors along the frontal lobe. Electromagnets can recreate the effect in our subject. After a few moments, he will begin to experience mild paranoia. This will progress into a near hallucinogenic state in which the subject senses an evil presence. In the neo-sleeping state, in which these seizures generally occur, there is also a type of paralysis. But as you can see, there is no paralysis here. Right now, rather than seeing me, he sees a threatening alien creature. It is totally convincing and quite terrifying.
Look at this. This is a buttered roll. I was going to enjoy this until you two came in. You know how little I enjoy these days. Your man's being released.
What?
No evidence, Einstein. No bodies, no one dead, no one missing, and your witnesses all have amnesia.
We'll get the evidence.
Look at me. Don't look at him. Look at me. Drop this. Drop it.
The stumbling blocks to the determination of truth have an eager accomplice in the human mind, which, when presented with incomplete information, fills in the blanks, creating patterns where there are none, such as seeing animals in the clouds or hearing voices in the wind, telling you to kill and kill again.
VoicePrint ID. Please answer. What does UFO stand for?
Unidentified flying object?
VoicePrint mismatch. Access denied.
When we see a distant light in the sky, long before we can consciously interpret the image,
our brains give it depth and shape where perhaps neither exist. Recently, tens of thousands saw UFOs over Mexico City. While some speculated the planet Venus was responsible, what many saw was in fact the famed Venus de Milo just passing through.
Hello, Mexico!
Other sightings turned out to be caused by harmless children's balloons. Yet the believers persist, claiming the balloons were actually cleverly disguised alien craft. Still, we dare not become closed-minded. And by closed-minded, I mean anyone who disagrees with me.
Here are just a few of the thousands of stills, films, and videos of unidentified flying objects. Of unidentified flying objects. Of unidentified flying objects. Of unidentified flying objects. Is there any single piece of evidence which conclusively proves the existence of UFOs?
What you are watching is either the most clever fraud ever perpetrated or an incredible hoax. Actual footage of an alien autopsy. Obviously trained professionals, the hastily assembled surgical team confers for the first time. The odd body is carefully uncovered and then meticulously measured with state-of-the-art equipment. A debate ensues among the surgeons over where and how to begin the autopsy. Finally, the first incision is made, revealing the creature's surprising biology. Despite its incredible realism, could this amazing film be the result of some technical trickery?
I've been in Hollywood for at least 10 days, and I can assure you I could not duplicate those effects.
The sight of what may be the face of a living being from another world is certainly compelling, but could it somehow be an incredibly realistic mask?
What did you call it? A mask? Well, it'd have to be a pretty damn good one.
The more we paid the experts, the more the experts became convinced.
If you look carefully at the film, when the corpse is first cut by the surgeon, there is no blood plasma, not a drop of blood, as if the entire corpse had been drained. Without coming to any definite conclusions, I will say that this indicates that not only is it a creature from another world, it is also clearly the victim of a vampire.
What about the apparent cannibalization of the body?
Many people don't realize that tasting the body is standard procedure. I myself always have a bite, though generally not that much. Excuse me. No! I told you not to come here!
Good merchandise, very good.
Well, let me see. It's perfect. I'll be able to complete my experiment.
$50.
Of course. Tomorrow. I'm very busy.
$50. All right, all right.